Speech off.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another edition of what I've always wanted to ask sighted people. So, I did this video a few months back and I had fun with it, and I thought I'd do it periodically when random thoughts arise. It's just fun to kind of, talk about stuff that I can't say to people. So, first question I have is, when can you see a person in another car? Like when you're driving? Because sometimes people say that they can't see the person and sometimes you can. So sometimes we're driving and Dad will be like, "Lady, hurry up." And he knows it's a woman in the car. So how do you know when a person's in a vehicle? Next question is, what does square off mean? I've heard it a lot lately in water fitness classes where they'll say square off. And the only reason I ask is because we use that in blind people language. Well, we don't have a language, but you know what I mean. We have some certain terms, and that is a travel term, like a mobility term. They teach us that in mobility when we learn to travel with canes. And what it means for us is you put your back against the surface. It could be a wall, a table, a door, whatever, and then you walk straight. It's to align yourself to walk straight. But I'm pretty sure that's not what they mean in water fitness class. And so I decided to Google it, and the only definition I found for square off is fighting stance, to punch someone in the face, and I'm pretty sure that's not what they mean either. We're not doing karate, or even that doesn't involve punching people in the face. So yeah, I want to know what it means. So yeah. Okay. Now I want to kind of get to some social stuff. Social norms. So, okay. This is kind of a roundabout question, but sighted people can get away with just sitting by themselves and doing nothing, and nobody cares. But when I do it, people think I'm either eavesdropping on their conversations, or if I'm by myself, people think I've been dumped, like abandoned. So one day I was at Children's Hospital visiting my nephew. I was in the lobby and my sister was going to come down to get me. I came by myself, one of the first trips I ever took alone, and I'm sitting there minding my own business when suddenly this lady comes up and asks me my name. I told her. I figured, she wants to sign me in or something. And then she walks away and she goes, "People these days abandoning their children. I'm calling child services." And yeah, I know, I'm short. I have a childish voice, okay? I get it. But a hospital social worker was about to call CPS because she saw me sitting on a bench in a hospital lobby. So I texted my sister and said, "I don't care what meeting you're in the middle of. Get down here now before I get carted off by a social worker." So yeah, there's that. So how do you just sit casually in a room? I've tried several different methods with no success. I've tried just sitting and smiling like a weirdo, serial killer grin. So far it hasn't worked. They just look at me like I'm crazy. But I thought that if I looked happy and not upset or something like that and constantly just keep a grin on my face, people would leave me alone. But no. Then they just think I'm a weirdo. So, honestly, the most effective method I've come up with is texting or talking on the phone, better yet, because then I at least look busy. But then sometimes I look antisocial and I don't want to talk to people. I do that at the Y a lot too, like when we're waiting to go into the pool for water fitness or swim time. And we're in the little waiting area, waiting for them to open the doors to the pool. And there's a lot of other people talking to each other, and I never know what to do because I'm not really in the conversations. But so I don't want to look like I'm eavesdropping on them, but I'm right there. So I start texting on my phone, but then that puts them off actually trying to talk to me. So yeah, I never know what to do so that I don't look, I don't know. There's just no way for me to look casual. I can never just be somewhere and nobody cares. If I'm just standing there waiting for a friend or something, people automatically ask me if I'm okay. sometimes just want to be invisible. Is that possible? What is a casual way to just stand there for everybody to go, okay, she's good, and keep walking? That was kind of a random roundabout question, huh? Anyway, another question I had was, how do you hide food? Like, if you're like at a friend's house and you don't like what they're eating or part of what they're eating, how do you like sneakily pick out bits of, for example, tomatoes? I despise tomatoes, and especially like tomato chunks in a meal. So like, how do you pick them out without people noticing? I mean, the only way I know how to pick them out is with my fingers, and everybody notices that, and I look like very uncivilized. So how do you do it? How do sighted people hide stuff and then hide them in a napkin? And then my other question was, how have you perfected the looks? Like the mom look that you give your kids when you want them to zip it. How do you practice that? Out of curiosity, like my mom always said that one of the disadvantages of having a kid who's blind is that you can't give her a silent signal to zip it. Because I always say inappropriate things, and there is no way for them to like give me a look to say, shut up. So like you sometimes have to give me a nudge or a poke. And even then, sometimes I just resent being told not to say something. So I'll just bulldoze my way through. And consequences be damned. So yeah, like I've always just kind of wondered like how you perfect that silent look that gets people to like shut up, or just in general, like how do you know how to give people looks to convey certain messages? I don't know. It's always fascinated me. Like, is that just a learned thing? Or I don't know. And the other thing was like, how do you have a poker face? Because my poker face is non-existent. I mean, like I literally just, my expressions are for everyone. I can't hide my feelings at all. Even when I try for a nice tone of voice, my facial expressions usually shows that I'm sad or upset or whatever. Like everybody knows it. Although sometimes people misinterpret my expressions too. And they think I'm sad when I'm actually like doing something. Or when I'm like sitting by myself. That's another reason why when I sit by myself and I want people to think I'm cool, I'm like smiling all the time, because if I'm not smiling, people think I'm abandoned or upset. So yeah, there's just no way for me to be casual. So I don't know. If anyone could figure out a way to teach a blind person the poker face, that would be great. I would also love to learn how to roll my eyes. That is a skill that sighted people have that I envy. It just sounds so fun to be able to just roll your eyes at someone. I don't know. This video's gotten really random. Anyway, those are my rambling thoughts and questions about what I've always wanted to ask sighted people lately. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!
Speech on. Send. Stop recording video.